Admiral Diana Hayes stood at the observation deck of Helios Station, her reflection barely visible against the reinforced quantum glass that separated her from the vacuum of space. The massive structure, hidden within the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, had been humanity's best-kept secret for over 2 centuries. Below her, engineers and technicians moved with practiced efficiency, maintaining the vast array of ships that constituted Earth's hidden fleet. "Admiral," her eye assistant's voice materialized in her neural implant, "the Auroran vessel has crossed the Kuiper Belt boundary. Their trajectory confirms they're heading toward Earth." Diana's fingers traced the silver insignia on her uniform, a rising phoenix surrounded by stars, the symbol of the Terra Defense Initiative. "How many ships, Aria?" "Single vessel, Admiral. Matches intelligence reports of their standard first contact configuration. Maximum length 3 kilometers, crystalline-based technology, consistent with the Auroran Empire's architectural signatures." A slight smile crossed Diana's weathered face. Humanity had been watching the Aurorans for decades, studying their patterns, their technologies, and most importantly, their weaknesses. The quantum fold sensors humanity had developed could detect their ships long before they entered the solar system, while remaining completely invisible to Auroran scanning technology. "Status of Operation Shadowplay?" Diana asked, turning away from the window to face the holographic display materializing in the center of her office. All facilities maintaining primitive technology facades. Quantum dampeners operating at optimal efficiency. Surface installations showing appropriate technological development for a pre-FTL civilization. The deception remains intact. Diana nodded, satisfaction evident in her deep brown eyes. For 200 years, humanity had maintained the illusion of being a young, struggling species barely reaching for the stars. Every satellite, every space station visible to outside observation, had been carefully designed to appear primitive. Meanwhile, beneath the surfaces of various moons and asteroids, humanity had built an advanced civilization that had already mapped a quarter of the galaxy. "Admiral," Aria's voice carried a note of urgency. "Director Chen is requesting immediate conference." The holographic display shifted, revealing the face of Director Sarah Chen, head of the Quantum Sciences Division. Her usually composed features showed signs of stress. "Admiral, we've decoded more of their transmission. It's not just first contact. They're here to claim Earth as a protectorate." Diana's jaw tightened. As expected, status of the Helios fleet. "All 300 ships combat-ready," Sarah reported. "Quantum drives primed, weapon systems operational. We can have them deployed within 30 minutes if necessary." "Let's hope it doesn't come to that," Diana replied, though they both knew hope had little to do with their preparations. "Have we confirmed their blind spots?" Sarah nodded, bringing up a detailed scan of the approaching Auroran vessel. "Their quantum field detection is primitive compared to ours. They rely heavily on crystalline technology, which has fundamental limitations our carbon-quantum hybrid systems overcame decades ago. Maintain surveillance but keep our advanced sensors masked," Diana ordered. "Let them think they're dealing with a primitive species that just discovered nuclear fission." "Director Chen, begin Phase 2 of Operation Shadowplay." As Sarah's hologram faded, Diana returned to the window. The massive hangar below housed humanity's greatest achievements. Ships that could cross the galaxy in weeks, weapons that could harness the power of quantum fields, and defensive systems that could render entire fleets invisible to conventional detection. "Aria, show me the approach vector of the Auroran vessel," Diana commanded. A holographic overlay appeared on the window, displaying the incoming ship's trajectory. "They're following standard first contact protocols. Single ship, direct approach, no attempt at stealth. Their arrogance works in our favor." The next few hours were a carefully choreographed dance of deception. Surface installations across Earth began broadcasting appropriate levels of excitement and confusion about the approaching alien vessel. Military installations demonstrated exactly the kind of primitive defensive posturing expected from a species encountering advanced alien life for the first time. Diana received regular updates as the Auroran ship entered the inner solar system. They passed Mars without detecting the quantum shipyards hidden beneath its polar ice caps. They didn't notice the advanced sensor arrays disguised as debris in the asteroid belt. Their scans of Earth showed exactly what humanity wanted them to see: a civilization on the brink of true space travel, but centuries away from faster-than-light technology. Admiral, Araya announced, they're broadcasting their first contact message. Standard Imperial diplomatic protocols. Put it through, Diana ordered, settling into her chair. The message was exactly what their intelligence had predicted. The Auroran Empire, in its benevolence, had come to offer Earth protection and guidance. They spoke of the dangers that awaited primitive civilizations in the galaxy, of the benefits of imperial protection, and the price of such protection: resources, loyalty, and submission to imperial authority. Diana activated her secure channel to the Terra Defense Council. Ladies and gentlemen, the game begins. Implement Protocol Omega. Let's show our visitors exactly what they expect to see. Nothing more, nothing less. As Earth's political leaders began their carefully scripted responses to the Auroran message, Diana thought about the generations of humans who had worked in secret to prepare for this moment. They had hidden their true capabilities, developed technologies in ways that avoided detection, and built a fleet that could challenge any force in the galaxy. Araya, remind me of something, Diana said softly, watching the Auroran ship settle into orbit around Earth. What's that old Earth saying about hubris? Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, Araya quoted. Diana smiled. How fitting. Continue monitoring all channels. Let's give our visitors the show they're expecting. The real performance begins when they least expect it. As night fell over the hidden Helios station, Diana reviewed the reports from Earth's surface. Everything was proceeding according to plan. The Aurorans saw a primitive species struggling to comprehend their new reality, while humanity's true capabilities remained hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal that the supposed teachers had much to learn from their students. Dr. Elena Torres wiped condensation from her goggles as she walked through the massive underground facility beneath Europa's icy surface. The Quantum Core facility, hidden beneath kilometers of ice, housed humanity's most advanced research into quantum field manipulation. The irony wasn't lost on her that the Aurorans' own sensors were currently bouncing off the ice moon's surface, reading nothing but frozen water and simple thermal activity. Dr. Torres, her assistant's voice echoed through the crystalline corridors. The latest test results from Chamber 7 are ready. Elena quickened her pace, her footsteps echoing off the metallic floors. Chamber 7 housed the prototype of their newest quantum shield generator, technology that could render entire fleets invisible not just to sensors, but to the very fabric of space-time itself. The Aurorans' crystalline technology, for all its apparent advancement, was like a candle compared to the sun. Show me, she commanded as she entered the chamber. The massive testing area stretched before her, dominated by a device that seemed to bend light around itself. Her assistant, Dr. Raj Patel, pulled up the holographic display. The quantum field stability has increased by 300%. Raj reported, excitement evident in his voice. We've solved the cascade failure issue. The shield can now maintain full invisibility even under direct energy weapon impacts. Elena studied the data streams floating before her. Time to full deployment. 20 seconds from cold start to full coverage. It's ready, Elena. We can shield the entire fleet. A notification pulsed in Elena's neural implant. Admiral Hayes is requesting an update. Bring up the secure quantum channel. The Admiral's hologram materialized in the chamber, her expression alert. Dr. Torres, I'm hearing good news about the quantum shields. Better than good, Admiral. We've cracked it. Full quantum invisibility with protective capabilities beyond anything the Aurorans possess. Their crystalline sensors won't even register our ships as empty space. They simply won't register at all. Diana's hologram nodded approvingly. Excellent timing. Our visitors are becoming insistent. They've scheduled a formal inspection of Earth's primitive space facilities for tomorrow. How soon can you have the shield generators distributed to the fleet? The automated manufacturing facilities are already programmed. We can begin installation immediately. 48 hours for the entire fleet to be equipped. Make it 36, Diana ordered. I'm getting reports from our deep space sensors. The Aurorans are moving additional ships into nearby systems. They're not as confident in our submission as they pretend to be. Elena pulled up another display, showing the status of Europa's other secret projects. Admiral, there's something else you should see. Project Quantum Strike is ahead of schedule. The Admiral's eyebrow raised slightly. The weapon systems, I thought they were still in theoretical testing. We had a breakthrough, Elena explained, bringing up a new set of data streams. The quantum torpedoes can now completely bypass crystalline shields. They phase through the defensive barriers and rematerialize inside the target ships. One hit would disable any Auroran vessel, regardless of size. And they can't detect them. Their sensor technology operates on fundamentally different principles. They're looking for energy signatures, physical objects, radiation. Our quantum weapons exist in a state they can't even comprehend, let alone detect. Diana's hologram showed a rare smile. Humanity has hidden in the shadows for 2 centuries, Doctor. We've watched, learned, and prepared. Now we're about to show the galaxy that underestimating Earth was their greatest mistake. A new alert flashed across Elena's display. Admiral, we're detecting increased scanning activity from the Auroran ship. They're doing a deep survey of the solar system. Let them look, Diana replied confidently. Our quantum dampeners are operating at full capacity. All they'll see is what we want them to see. Ice, rock, and the occasional primitive human outpost. Keep me updated on the shield deployment, Doctor. Haze out. As the Admiral's hologram faded, Elena turned to Raj. Begin mass production of the shield generators. I want every ship in the fleet equipped before the Aurorans realize they're not dealing with simple primitives. What about the inspection teams? Raj asked, already programming the automated manufacturing systems. They're bound to visit Europa eventually. Elena smiled, walking to a nearby viewport that looked out into the vast underground chamber. Below, rows of quantum ships sat in their berths, their sleek designs a stark contrast to the crystalline aesthetics of Auroran vessels. Let them come. They'll see exactly what they expect. A primitive ice mining operation struggling with basic fusion power. Our real facilities exist in a quantum state their sensors can't detect. They'll walk right through our most sensitive areas without seeing the thing. As if on cue, the facility's quantum core pulsed with a soft blue light, its energy carefully contained and masked from outside observation. Humanity had learned long ago that true advancement came not from flaunting power, but from carefully hiding it until the perfect moment. Dr. Torres, her neural implant chimed. Admiral Hayes has authorized Phase 3 of Operation Shadowplay. Begin final weapons system integration. Elena straightened her lab coat, determination settling over her features. Raj, alert all research teams. We're moving to round-the-clock operations. When the Aurorans finally realize Earth isn't as primitive as they thought, I want their first lesson to be their last. The quantum core's pulse quickened, as if sensing the approaching confrontation. Deep beneath Europa's ice, humanity's greatest achievements stood ready, waiting for the moment to emerge from shadow into light, to show the galaxy that Earth had never been primitive, merely patient. High Commander Varix of the Auroran Empire stood before the United Nations Security Council, his crystalline form glowing with barely contained frustration. The humans had spent 3 days deliberating over what he had expected to be a simple acceptance of imperial protection. Instead, they asked questions. They requested time. They demonstrated an irritating tendency toward independence that he had not anticipated from such a primitive species. "Your time for discussion has ended," his translated voice boomed through the chamber. "The Empire's patience grows thin. You have 24 hours to accept our terms, or we will be forced to demonstrate why resistance is inadvisable." In the observer's gallery, Captain Maya Singh of Terra Defense Intelligence watched the proceedings through augmented reality contact lenses that transmitted everything directly to Admiral Hayes. Her neural implant registered the subtle quantum signatures emanating from the Auroran commander's crystalline form, signatures that revealed far more than the aliens realized. "They're scared," Maya sub-vocalized, her thoughts transmitted directly to Hayes via quantum entanglement. "Their biorhythms show increasing stress patterns. They expected this to be routine, but our resistance has them concerned." "Good," Hayes' response echoed in her mind. Status of their fleet movements. 15 ships have entered the outer solar system in the last hour. They're trying to be subtle, using Jupiter's magnetic field to mask their approach. They don't realize our quantum sensors can track their every move. The Security Council chamber erupted in controlled chaos as Varric stormed out, his crystalline guards clicking against the marble floor. Maya watched the performance with quiet amusement. Every human in the room was playing their part perfectly, showing just the right amount of fear, just the right level of primitive desperation. "All ships report ready, Admiral," Maya transmitted. "Quantum shields are operational across the fleet. Weapon systems are primed. We can launch Operation Revelation at your command." "Not yet," Hayes responded. "Let them make the first aggressive move. Let them show the galaxy who they really are." Maya left the UN building, walking through New York's crowded streets. Above, the Auroran flagship hung in the sky like a crystalline sword of Damocles. Citizens pointed and took pictures, their faces showing the carefully orchestrated mix of wonder and fear that the Aurorans expected to see. Her neural implant pinged with a priority alert. "Multiple quantum fold signatures detected," the automated system reported. "Auroran battle fleet emerging from faster-than-light travel. 30 vessels. Formation consistent with standard Imperial subjugation protocols." Maya ducked into a secure transport terminal disguised as a subway entrance. The magnetic lift carried her down to a hidden command center deep beneath Manhattan. Banks of quantum computers processed real-time data from sensors throughout the solar system, tracking every move the Aurorans made. Their positioning for a show of force. Admiral Hayes' hologram materialized beside her as Maya took her station. Typical Imperial tactics. Surround the planet, demonstrate their superior numbers, wait for surrender. "Their ships are moving into standard orbital siege formation," Maya reported, studying the tactical displays. "They're configuring their crystalline weapons for atmospheric demonstration strikes. Minimal damage, maximum visual impact. Time to remind them why humanity chose to hide its strength," Hayes declared. "Captain Singh, you have tactical command of the Sol Defense Fleet. Prepare to execute Operation Revelation." Maya's fingers danced across the quantum interface, sending coded commands to ships hidden throughout the solar system. Beneath the ice of Europa, behind the storms of Jupiter, within the rings of Saturn, humanity's true fleet waited, their quantum drives humming with power that the Aurorans couldn't even detect. "Admiral," Maya called out, "they're broadcasting their final warning." The message played through the command center. "People of Earth, you have failed to appreciate the Empire's generosity. A demonstration of Imperial power will commence in 1 hour. Resistance will result in consequences far more severe than mere demonstration." Hayes' hologram smiled grimly. "And that, Captain, is what we've been waiting for. The galaxy will see them strike first at a seemingly defenseless world. And then, order received from Terra Defense Council," Maya's neural implant announced. "Operation Revelation is authorized. Command code, Phoenix Rising." Maya straightened in her chair, her voice clear and confident. "All ships, this is Control. Operation Revelation is go. I say again, Revelation is go." Execute emergence protocols on my mark. Around the solar system, hidden quantum drives spooled up to full power. Centuries of preparation, of patient development and careful hiding were about to pay off. Humanity's mask of primitive weakness was about to fall away, revealing the technological giant that had grown in secret. Quantum shields at full power, Maya reported. Weapon systems online. All ships report ready for synchronized emergence. Show them who we really are, Captain, Hayes ordered. Let's teach the Empire why appearances can be deceiving. Maya's hand hovered over the quantum interface, a slight smile playing across her lips. All ships prepare for emergence. Operation Revelation commences in 3, 2, 1. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity had never been prey pretending to be predator. They had been predators pretending to be prey, and the hunt was about to begin. The Auroran flagship's crystalline surface caught Earth's sunlight, casting prismatic patterns across the sky as it moved into position for its demonstration. High Commander Varric stood on his command deck, watching holographic displays of his fleet taking up strategic positions around the primitive world. In 1 hour, carefully placed energy strikes would show these humans the futility of resistance. "Sir," his sensor officer called out, "we're detecting unusual energy fluctuations throughout the system." Varric's crystalline form shifted to a dismissive blue. "Local stellar phenomena. These primitives can barely detect their own moon, let alone." The sensor officer's form suddenly flashed alarm red. Multiple quantum signatures emerging. Massive energy spikes detected. Space itself seemed to ripple and tear across the solar system. From Jupiter's storms, from Saturn's rings, from asteroid fields and planetary shadows, ships appeared. Not the primitive vessels the Empire had detected, but sleek, dark vessels that seemed to drink in light itself. Hundreds of them, surrounding the Auroran fleet in a perfect, practiced formation. "Impossible," Varric whispered, his crystalline form shifting rapidly through colors of shock and fear. "They're pre-FTL. Our scans confirmed. This is Admiral Diana Hayes of the Terra Defense Fleet. A transmission cut through all Imperial communications channels. Your scans confirmed exactly what we wanted them to confirm, Commander. For centuries, we've watched your empire expand, claiming world after world through intimidation and force. We study your technology, your tactics, your weaknesses. Earth was never primitive. We were patient." On the tactical bridge of the TDS Prometheus, Captain Maya Singh watched the Auroran fleet's confusion with grim satisfaction. Their ships were trying to reposition, their crystalline weapons charging. All moving exactly as predicted. "All ships, execute Battle Plan Phoenix," Maya commanded. "Quantum weapons free. Selective targeting only. We want them disabled, not destroyed. Let's show the Empire exactly what they've walked into." The first quantum torpedoes streaked across space, seemingly passing through the Auroran's crystalline shields, as if they didn't exist. Where they struck, crystalline ships suddenly went dark, their advanced technology rendered useless by weapons they couldn't even detect. "Sir," an Auroran officer shouted, "our shields aren't registering any impacts, but ships are going dark across the fleet. We've lost contact with 12 vessels already." Varric's command ship shuddered as something invisible passed through its hull. Systems began failing across the vessel as quantum fields disrupted their crystalline technology. "Return fire," he ordered, but their weapons found no targets. The human ships seemed to exist in a state their sensors couldn't properly detect. "Your weapons can't hit what they can't see, Commander." Hayes' voice came again, calm and assured. "Your sensors can't detect our quantum shields, and your shields can't stop our quantum torpedoes. You're fighting an enemy that exists in spaces your technology can't comprehend." Maya watched as more Auroran ships went dark, their crews unharmed but their vessels rendered inert by precise quantum field disruptions. "Status report," she ordered. 47 Imperial vessels disabled. Her tactical officer reported. "No casualties on either side." Their remaining ships are attempting to retreat, but our quantum inhibitors are preventing FTL jumps. This is impossible. Varix's voice crackled across the command channel. You were primitive. We monitored your development for decades. No, Commander, Hayes replied. You monitored what we wanted you to monitor. Every satellite you detected, every transmission you intercepted, every facility you scanned, all carefully crafted to show you exactly what you expected to see. Humanity learned long ago that true strength lies not in demonstrating power, but in choosing the perfect moment to reveal it. The battle, if it could even be called that, ended in less than 30 minutes. The mighty Auroran fleet hung powerless in space, their crystalline ships dark and drifting. Not a single life had been lost, a demonstration of not just humanity's power, but their precision and control. Your crew will be unharmed, Maya transmitted to the disabled ships. We're dispatching rescue and containment vessels now. Welcome to the real Earth, gentlemen. We look forward to negotiating more equitable terms of interaction between our civilizations. In her command center beneath New York, Admiral Hayes watched the tactical displays with satisfaction. Send word to the Terra Defense Council. Phase 1 of Operation Revelation is complete. Begin diplomatic protocols. Admiral, Maya reported, we're detecting quantum communications from the disabled Auroran fleet. They're sending emergency signals to the Empire. Good, Hayes nodded. Let them call for help. The more ships they send, the more the galaxy will witness. Humanity is done hiding, Captain. It's time to take our place among the stars, not as subjects, but as equals. The sun rose over Earth, its light reflecting off the dark hulls of humanity's quantum ships and the disabled crystalline vessels of the Auroran fleet. In command centers and ships across the solar system, humans allowed themselves to finally relax, to let go of centuries of careful deception. The game of shadows was over. The mask of primitive weakness had served its purpose. Now, as Maya watched rescue ships approach the powerless Auroran vessels, she knew the real challenge was about to begin. Teaching an empire that true civilization meant cooperation, not subjugation. 3 months after Operation Revelation, Admiral Diana Hayes stood in the newly constructed Galactic Assembly on Luna, watching representatives from 24 alien civilizations file into the chamber. The crystalline forms of the Auroran delegates reflected the artificial lighting, their once proud bearing now tempered by the knowledge that they were no longer the unchallenged power in this sector of space. The Centauri delegation has arrived, Dr. Elena Torres reported, joining Diana at the observation window. That makes 17 former Imperial protectorates who've declared independence in the past month. Diana nodded, studying the various alien species below. And the Empire's response? Exactly as predicted. They're still trying to process how thoroughly we outmaneuvered them. Their entire civilization was built on the assumption that their crystalline technology was the pinnacle of advancement. The revelation of our quantum technology has sparked what their historians are calling the Great Upheaval. The chamber quieted as Captain Maya Singh took the podium. In the months since the battle, she had become humanity's primary diplomat, her first-hand experience with the Empire's defeat lending weight to her words. Representatives of the galaxy, Maya began, her voice carried by quantum translators that rendered her words perfectly in each species' native language. 3 months ago, humanity emerged from centuries of voluntary shadows. Today, we gather not to celebrate victory, but to forge a new path forward. Diana watched the Auroran delegates closely. Their crystalline forms shifted through subtle color changes that her neural implant translated as a mix of humility and cautious hope. The era of imperial domination is over, Maya continued. Earth presents a different model, one of cooperation, mutual advancement, and shared prosperity. Our quantum technology is not a weapon to subjugate, but a tool to unite. The first trade and technology sharing agreements were signed that day. Under careful supervision, humanity began introducing quantum science to other civilizations, teaching them to see beyond the limitations of crystalline technology. The Empire, faced with a choice between adaptation and obsolescence, chose to evolve. "They're calling it the quantum renaissance," Elena commented, reviewing data streams on her neural interface. "Our revelation has sparked a wave of technological innovation across known space. Systems that were believed to be theoretical are being developed. Barriers that were thought unbreakable are falling." "And the defense networks?" Diana asked, though she already knew the answer. "Fully operational. The quantum shield grid now covers Earth and all our colonies. We're helping independent worlds establish their own defenses. The age of imperial conquest is truly over." In the months that followed, humanity emerged as a stabilizing force in the galaxy. Their centuries of hidden preparation had given them not just technological superiority, but the wisdom to use it properly. The Terra Defense Fleet became the foundation of a new galactic defense coalition, its quantum ships now protecting trade routes and maintaining peace. 6 months after the battle, Diana stood on the observation deck of Helios Station once again. But this time, she wasn't alone. Beside her stood High Commander Verix, his crystalline form now modified with carefully integrated quantum technology. "I still find it difficult to comprehend," Verix admitted, watching ships of various species dock at the station. "All those years, we thought we were monitoring a primitive world, while you were quietly surpassing us in every way." "The greatest victory," Diana replied, "is the one that never requires firing a shot. We could have revealed ourselves centuries ago, fought wars, claimed territory. Instead, we chose patience. We waited until we could demonstrate not just superior technology, but superior wisdom. A lesson my people are still learning." Verix's form shifted to a humble blue. "The Empire was built on the assumption that might makes right. You showed us that true strength lies in choosing when not to use power." As they spoke, a new ship emerged from quantum space near the station, a hybrid design combining aura and crystalline aesthetics with Earth's quantum technology. It represented the future they were building, one of collaboration rather than conquest. In her private moments, Diana sometimes reflected on the centuries of preparation that had led to this moment. Generations of humans had lived and died maintaining the greatest deception in history, all so that when humanity finally stepped onto the galactic stage, it would be not as conquerors or subjects, but as teachers and guides. "Admiral," her neural implant chimed, "the first graduation ceremony at the Galactic Science Academy is beginning." Diana smiled, watching young beings of various species file into the Academy's quantum research labs. Among them were humans, Aurorans, and representatives from dozens of formerly subjugated worlds, all learning together, all working toward a future that none of them could have imagined just months ago. The Age of Shadows had served its purpose. Now, in the light of a new dawn, humanity's patience had been rewarded with something far greater than victory: the opportunity to help forge a better galaxy for all species. As Diana prepared for the ceremony, she recalled an ancient Earth saying that had guided humanity's long preparation: "The key to victory is not always strength, but timing." Earth had proven that patience, wisdom, and the right moment could accomplish what no amount of brute force ever could. The future was bright, and it belonged to all of them.